This video is... Listen, every single day in my stream, somebody comes in my chat and they say, "Hey, Papa, you're looking really submissive and breedable today." So, I don't understand. There's also a video here called explaining which Pokemon is the hottest. This is a treasure trove. I don't know what rabbit hole I've gone down just by clicking on this video. Anyway, I don't quite understand what it means because I feel like I'm a pretty... I don't know how submissive I look. Now, I look... I feel like I just want to know what this means. That's it. Let's just see. This is an explanation. I figured it was just like, hey, you're looking pretty cute today, but whatever. Let's get going. Let's do this.
Because we asked the question, does a MILF have to be a mother? And I told you, class, that no.
What?
I think the conclusion we drew was that a MILF doesn't literally have to be a mother. Marissa Tomei, the actress who plays Tom Holland's Spider-Man's Aunt May. I thought it was clear. We did the readings, we went over it in class, but I guess some of the students were simply not paying attention. I had a lot of comments saying that Marissa Tomei, they said, "Professor."
That's fair though, because you know what? It's as long as they look like they're a MILF. Because if you really think about it, you have like a 19-year-old with a daughter. That's not a MILF. That's a fucking 19-year-old that made bad life choices. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you wouldn't call them a MILF. You gotta be like, you gotta look 40 and up, I think. You know, and then you'll be considered a MILF. So, I agree with that, actually.
Professor, that's a cougar.
Like a mother.
I appreciate the effort. I appreciate that the cogs are turning. But there's just something you're not quite grasping.
I feel like
good. It's very similar to like, a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle isn't a square. Parallelogram? I don't know. It's something like that. A square is a parallelogram.
I feel like a cougar is just a MILF that wants money. That's what I kind of like, or like a predatory MILF, like a feral MILF, like a rabid MILF, like that's what I think of when I think of a cougar. Like, so it's just a rabid MILF, right? That's what it is. It's adult. It's like it's trying to go after you.
Parallelogram. Rectangle is a parallelogram, but a rectangle is not a square. So, from Urban Dictionary, a cougar is an older, experienced woman who happens to find herself in a relationship, committed or not, with a younger man. I think is the most basic explanation. Going further.
Oh, so cougars want young peepee. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Fair enough. I feel like I'm really learning a lot today.
She's not necessarily desperate. She offers expertise and is open to new experiences. She simply wants to have fun.
Like, the cougar wants to fuck young guys. The MILF is just hot. I always think when I think of a cougar as like a woman in like leopard print yoga pants.
Though older, she may actually look younger. Attractive, confident. She's not interested in drama or games, as that would interfere with the pleasure she enjoys. From Urban Dictionary. A MILF is different. This is where we sort of get into the more
what the fuck does this have to do with submissive and breedable, bro? I thought that's what I was here for.
Abstract side of things. We talked about this idea of a MILF. Summarized by, someone might say just, she's MILFy. You know what I mean, class? And there's a difference between like someone who's overtly attractive and sexy and a MILF. What I don't like about people saying that my analysis of Marissa Tomei as a MILF is incorrect and that she is a cougar is because I think the main thing is that a cougar is looking for it.
Yeah,
like
feral.
The animal that it references, the cougar's on the hunt.
Yeah, I agree,
cougar
100%.
Is in the jungle. It's hunting for the prey, the younger male. But a MILF is subdued.
You want him to spank you with that ruler? Are you a cougar? What the hell is happening? This guy looks like he's 20-something years old. What the hell's going on here?
Dude, behind this veneer of maturity and caringness. It's almost like a forbidden fruit type thing, right? Like, oh, that's naughty. That's you know, that's not allowed.
That's naughty.
But a cougar is on the hunt. And that's a distinction. And not only a motherly figure.
You're 29?
It's very obvious that an aunt is definitely a proxy for a motherly figure. But just motherly vibes. You can have a feeling. And part of that motherliness is not like, oh, I'm going to fuck you. Too aggressive. That's a cougar. MILF is different. I hope we cleared it up. I really don't.
That makes it worse now. Now you explain it. You're like, well, the MILF is like a mommy that wants to nurture you. So if I want to fuck a MILF now, I'm engaged in some kind of fantasy incest, and I'm creeping myself. It's creepy now.
I want to see some misinterpretations of milfiness. So I was very shocked at the number of students that had this misconception. So let's just make it clear. Also, I'm glad people are finding the lectures, mostly thanks to my groundbreaking. Basically, the Professor Lando Venn diagram of submissive and breedableness. This is going to be a more in-depth look in my submissive and breedable theorem. So this will be a preview into a future lecture, which is the Fembology lecture, ancillary to the Fujoshi Yaoi lecture. It might stand alone based on how the curriculum is panning out. The submissive and breedable
What kind of
Venn diagram.
fucking content does this guy do? What the hell's happening?
I'm Professor Lando.
What the fuck? What is this?
We talked earlier about the primal hunter-prey dynamic.
What does this word mean? I'm gonna look at it off the stream. Oh, it's gay porn. Okay. Okay.
Is my theorem. Originally created when I worked in the Fembology department. Okay, and you know, some would say that I'm not proud, but some would say that our experiments on the femboys were maybe a little short of ethical. Some would say maybe a little unethical, and yes, but it was a different time. And yes, reflecting back, I can say that I do regret some of the things we did to those femboys. But society was able to progress. And I think that's what's important here. For the sake of humans, seeing their potential maximized, sacrifices must unfortunately be made. And some of the femboys were lost. But part of those advancements is that I was able to come up with this theorem. So here we have submissive.
Okay.
Here we have breedable. You can see right here where they cross. This cross section is known. This is the bussy. This is the bussy. Where submissive and breedable meet.
Why would the boy pussy be in the middle of submissive and breedable? I thought that, like, what are you talking about? That's not even correct. The bussy is a boy's asshole. That's it. Okay? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. This guy needs a better education.
More to the theorem. You can introduce additional layers to it. And we'll just do one example right here. What's the point of a theorem if it's not applicable? If there aren't applications of it in real life? So an example of the submissive and breedable Venn diagram, you can start to apply things. Here, what do we have here? If you add French classical music to the submissive and breedable Venn diagram, we get another section right here. You see that? Right there. And what do we get? Debussy. Claude Debussy, to be exact. The French Impressionist composer Debussy. French Impressionist composer. Though he would not admit to himself to be an Impressionist composer, he very much disliked that term. But again, submissive, breedable, bussy. Submissive, breedable French classical music, Debussy.
Okay.
We talk about applications, and I'm very happy that some academics have been able to apply my work. Here, Professor Lando, me, submissive and breedable meet in the crossover with Professor Lando up here. This is where the profussy is. Submissive and breedable. That's where the bussy is. Submissive, breedable, French classical music, Debussy, French Impressionist composer. Submissive, breedable, Professor Lando, pro-fussy, looking like Shang-Chi in the 10 Rings now. Deeply turned on, could you explain why? It's probably the sweater vest. Probably. Yeah, Shang-Chi in the 10 Rings, Shang-Chi in the 10 Bussies. I'm Shang-Chi. I do have my pre-planned curriculums for the semester, but if you want to see Professor Lando to cover a topic, perhaps give a full lecture on a topic that, you know, I'm
struggling with this, because here's the thing. I get the French classical music joke, but if we're gonna be honest here, right? Now, I'm not a good drawer. I don't know what I even just did, but I learned something new. Right, so if we make our little Venn diagram, can't even draw a circle. But it's okay, because it doesn't matter. That one these look like lopsided tits. So you got submissive. I'm just going to put S sub. And we got breedable. I'm going to put bree. We got submissive and breedable, right? Now, there's no way that this spot here is bussy. There's just no way, because bussy is a boy's pussy. Okay? It's a guy's asshole. Specifically one who likes to get fucked in the ass. Okay? So these two things don't make that, right? So we really have to discuss, like, what does it mean to be submissive? Like, that one's pretty obvious, right? Somebody who's submissive is somebody who likes to have it taken in the, well, not in the butt. I mean, this could apply to women. So a submissive person is just the opposite of a dominant person. It's somebody who likes to be submissive. They like to be, hardcore pounded in their holes, for a lack of a better term, or a bottom. That's probably a little bit more PG-13, a little bit more friendly. Okay, that's what a submissive person. Now, a breedable person. Now, that's an interesting thing, because we could just say a breedable person historically is somebody who quite literally is breedable. Right? It's going to always be a woman in that case that doesn't have a barren womb. Now, I'm sorry for my harsh language. However, I think that breedable is more of a state of mind, like submissive is. We're not talking about the scientific definition of breedable. We're talking about more of the feeling, to feel breedable, right? You feel like you could get bred. You know what I mean? You know, somebody who's willing to, who looks like they could take it in a way that they would be breedable, right? So we know the traditional breedable position is like legs overhead, like on top, usually a male on top. That's the position with the most depth, right? So somebody who could take that type, somebody with the energy of a person that could take that. It can be a boy, a girl, a non-binary. It doesn't matter. So what would be in the middle of somebody who's not only submissive, but also breedable, right? And that's what we need to explore. And then I don't know if I've thought about it enough. Somebody who's like breedable. Like, what's a good instance of something that looks like breedable? Like, I don't know. What's in the middle of a submissive and breedable person? Right? Because if you are the breeder, you are not. I would not consider you breedable. Does that make sense? Or maybe you are. Would you guys consider somebody who could breed somebody breedable? Like a dominant and breedable? I think that you maybe would. So, like, I could be breedable, but I would be dominant and breedable. I am the breeder, but I'm still breedable. You put two dogs together, a boy and a girl. They're both breedable, but one of them will be submissive and one of them will be dominant. So you have your submissive and breedable. So what is that? That's like a femboy. Oh, man. Maybe bussy does work. But maybe it does work, but only if you cross that over with also a male. It has to be a man. Now, it doesn't matter. It has to be a man as well for it to be a bussy, right? Boy's pussy. It has to be a boy. So bussy doesn't work unless you add the additional layer of, being a man, or at least having some kind of male energy. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Like a cat boy. So what is submissive and breedable? The cum slut. That's a gender neutral term. That's right. This is really, cum slut. I think it makes the most sense. Or ussy. That's a better way to say that. This way it can be a boy or a girl pussy. So just ussy. I like that. That's nice. That's a nice family friendly term. Boom. So that's really what it comes down to. Now, if you look at this in an interesting way, this looks like two legs spread open, and that's the ussy. And if you put an S before it, sussy. Got it. Boom. I really hope this for my video Like, I don't want this to be the video I'm known for when I post this on YouTube. I really don't. Because someone's in the chat, people are like, well, imagine people ask, Mama God, what does your fiance do for work? And then this is what she's going to show them. This is the #1 search result. Well, you know, that would be embarrassing. So, nice art, though. That was definitely informative. Disagree about the bussy, though. You know, but we'll work on that.